Hello fantastic creatures, I'm Fantasims. Let's do a build challenge. You'll know I need boundaries, else I end up building these ridiculously huge builds on 64 by 64 lots, and I need to restrain myself. So there is this really awesome simmer called Simsation, also known as Simsation a Nation on Twitter, and she came up with this random build generator. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can just click on this dice and come up with all these different challenges that give you directions on what you can build. And you can even restrict the packs if you don't want to use all the packs. And you can also increase the difficulty by increasing the amount of special tasks that you have to do and how many sims are the minimum and the maximum, the range of money. It only goes up to 100,000 simoleons, which is probably a lot for you guys, but whenever I build stuff, it's always like in the millions. So this is going to be difficult for me. Okay, so the challenge that I got is to build a green abandoned house in Mount Komorebi with the lot trait Great Acoustics for 7 sims with a budget of 55,000. I already know I'm going to go way over budget on this one. It must include a rodent cage, an art studio or gallery, a basement, playground equipment, guest bedroom, and a cauldron room. So I'm going to challenge myself even further, and I'm going to put it on a 30 by 20 lot. And I've always struggled with Victorian style builds, even though Victorian does not suit Mount Komorebi. I'm going to do it. As you can see, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I've got over a million simoleons because I already know I'm going to go way over budget. I need boundaries, but not that many boundaries. I know Victorian homes have a bunch of shapes to them, so I am going to create a rounded octagonal shaped room, but I have to be careful because I know that I always make things oversized, and that's already quite huge for this lot. So we'll see. We're gonna need a main body shape to this build. Okay, this is kind of a weird shape, but bear with me. I'm not quite sure what I'm envisioning, but I think I cut it out here because I think I'm gonna do like a wraparound patio or something like that. So let's put in a patio area, and I'm thinking for this it's supposed to have an abandoned look, even though there's 7 sims living in it, so it's not actually going to be abandoned. And because it's a Victorian style home, I'm going to make it very wooden. Since we have to have a rodent cage in this house and it's got that abandoned feel, I think we're going to go for that mothball, old wood, rodent pea smelling home. This is going to be weird. Okay, so I really don't know. I'm the worst at coming up with shell shapes when it's not like a castle or something ridiculously sci-fi that's just bizarre looking. So I have no clue what I'm doing. Let's have it repeat that kind of sticking out part. I can already tell this is going to be so difficult to decorate. I don't know. It's looking a bit weird right now. We'll see what happens. Okay, I think we need to do a bit of roofing so I can get a sense of what the rest of it should look like. So I'm going to put a roof here. And if you guys are not familiar with this trick, if you hold the Shift and C keys, it gives you an extra option for the roofing. And I want to give it a bit of a sloped look, so I'm going to pull it out as far as it'll go on this one, and then pull it in as far as it'll go on that one, and lower it down a bit, and it gives it a fun sloped shape. And I want to incorporate some rounded shapes, and I'm thinking of doing a bit of like ornate woodwork. And let's do another one of these. We'll just copy and paste it up here, and we'll do a smaller version. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good, and we'll copy and paste it again, but we'll lower this one and give it some wings maybe. I don't know if I like that. I might change that. We'll see. On this side we need a rounded roof, so we're going to do the one with 8 sides, and I'm going to do the same thing, Shift C, and let's round up the top and then dip the bottom. I like that kind of sloped look to it. Yes, it just gives it that old look, and let's pull the sides out a bit. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, that's starting to take a bit of shape, so the shape doesn't seem too weird. I think I'm going to do like another tower over here or something, and then up here, maybe round it out, just give it a different kind of a shape. Let's put a roof on it. Oh, that might be a bit weird. I don't know. I'll keep working on the shell and let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so this is the shell I've come up with. It feels very eclectic, like a Victorian style home, and I'm thinking this can be maybe like a chimney stack. And then somehow I need to turn this into a tower. We're already at 4 stories, like this is like the 5th. So I used like half walls to make it look taller. So I think I'm going to make like a fake tower over here just to make the silhouette of the build a bit more interesting. But our challenge calls for a green home. So let's look at some green wall selections. I like this one from the spooky stuff, but I don't know, it feels a bit dark. What about this color? That kind of creamy minty green, but let's do it with the edges on. because it adds more shadows to it. Okay, yeah, I like this color. We can do that for the chimney. And then this minty green is making me think of Strangerville. That has, yeah, look, see the mint color? Should we use this one as like a wraparound porch area? Actually, let's elevate the home first. Okay, and then let's put it on some stilts at the front. And do these even come in green? Because that could match. Oh yeah, look, there's a green one. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, perfect. And then we're going to have to cut off the back because I think I want that to be brick because it doesn't make sense for the whole house to be on stilts like that. Okay, like that. Yeah, that looks good. So we've got like a brick area in the back. And then for the porch, let's use those Strangerville spandrels. What about this one? And then let's try the columns that go with it. But you can't really see the top portion. So let's put a trim on it and let's go for maybe one of these with the green. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then let's do some matching fencing from Strangerville. Let's use the green swatch. Oops. Let's use a green swatch for that as well. Yes, I like how that looks. Nice. And then let's put on some green roofing. There's not a lot of selection, but what about... Okay, that looks good. I like that. Yes, we'll do something like that. And then we can put some trim around that top tower to give the illusion of it being a tower. Let's use a big one like that. Yes, perfect. And I'm thinking maybe there's something on the roof toppers. Okay, like this. We can use this as like the fake roof, like size it up and then elevate it up to the top so it looks like this fake tower. I mean, I kind of don't like that the roof is so black in comparison to the green roofing, but maybe we can tie in that look with other parts. So maybe if we put them over here as well, and then maybe one on this tower, then at least it looks a bit more balanced. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then for trim, we'll do a green trim. It's very matchy-matchy. Lots of green on it. No, not that green. Yuck. Maybe more of this. Okay, that one ties in perfectly. Put some trim everywhere. And I created this little platform in the roofing so that it looks like that flat-top Victorian look to it. Okay, and here we are. She's looking cute. But now let's add some windows. And of course, we're going to use the Strangerville ones because they are perfect for this. And maybe have a very dramatic window here. Some of these ones on the tower, like so. Yep, I think that's looking good. And then I want to add a bit of shape to it. So let's see if we've got some 3D windows we can use. Ooh, we can put one of these round ones maybe in the center here. No, bigger. Let's get a bigger one. Yes, one of these giant ones. Slap that in the middle. Perfect. Okay, maybe not. Maybe move it up a bit. There we go. Why isn't it cutting into the roof? I can't see through the window. Oh, yes, I can. It's just that the wood slats on the back, I thought that it wasn't being able to see through it. Silly me. Okay, so 3D windows, that's what we were looking for. This could work. Like, maybe put these off to the side, although the roof kind of cuts in, so we're going to have to maybe elevate this a bit above the roof part. There we go, that works. Okay, something like that, and then maybe use one of the smaller round windows just to kind of tie in just to tie in how it looks with this one, because it's a slightly different green, but that darker green just kind of tie into the trim as well. So maybe we'll do like the entry here, and then this is sticking out, because I don't think this will look right as the entry. And then let's put some railings on you. Here we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it's going to look a bit silly though right here, so we're going to have to add another roof. Okay, so maybe just do like a small one that sticks out. And to hide this top part, maybe we can copy this and just make it small, maybe something like this, and then shrink it back. Yeah, and then it's got like a little rounded tip to it, maybe not that tall. Okay, and then down on the first level, I want to use those really big fancy windows from Strangerville. Yeah, these ones with a little, with the little ironwork on it. Those ones are so cool. I love the way that these ones look. So maybe if we line this bottom area with it, and then use the same kind of columns but the other style, just to add a bit of variety to it. I think it's, yeah, these ones. Okay, starting to take shape. I've pulled in this entryway a bit just to make it look a bit less boxy all at the front, and to allow a bit more room to the other patio areas. And I've pulled in the back part as well with this very skinny patio, so I'm going to have to make some changes to allow more room maybe around the sides. And we've added all of these windows, and already we are at like 40,000 simoleons, so it's a good job that I just threw the budget out the window. And I think we're going to go even crazier with the finances and add some roofing decoration, which is my favorite. We're going to stick with Strangerville and use like this silvery roofing decorations. I hate when you try and rearrange the roofing decorations and they just jump up in the air. Okay, so let's move that back, and then Put these tippy tip pieces at the front, and then I think I want to make the trim even fancier. So I'm going to use my favorite shelf, and it's actually the base game one. Where are you, you little devil? Okay, here we go. Maybe do it in white to go with the white trim and size it up, and it just adds like an extra trim to it. Okay, maybe lower it so that it's not like right in the middle of it. And then we're going to use these gargoyles from vampires, because at the moment this build is looking a bit too cheerful and it's supposed to have an abandoned look to it. So maybe if we shrink them down a size and like put them off to the side like that, it'll create some fun architectural details. We'll just do that all around the edges. Okay, and then I think I'm going to trim everything in the roofing decorations because let's just go nuts. And here we are. I went very crazy with all the roofing trim, and we are already at like 150,000 simoleons just with these roofing decorations. So, oops. But look at her. She's got style. She's got grace. She's minty fresh all over the place. She's a Victorian lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, I need to stop embarrassing myself. Okay, now I think to make it look overgrown, we're going to need to make the ground lumpy, and I love using terrain tools and kind of chunk it up a bit on the sides. We still want it to be walkable up at the entrance area. So I'm just going to go around this whole thing. I mean, there's not a lot of room to work with, but we will just... Whoops, too much. So then let's use this kind of flattening tool and maybe this smoothing tool to smooth it all out, like so. And then we can use the terrain paint to grunge it up so it looks like dead plants maybe. Alright, so I've got all my lumpy bumps everywhere, and I think for this one, let's use, I think this one kind of has that overgrown, not very nice lawn look to it, and I'm just going to spray paint it everywhere. The one thing I don't like though about the terrains is the side pieces. Like in Windenburg, it looks nice because it has those nice pale stones, but I don't like the way that this color looks against the green, but we'll just have to work with it. I guess we can smooth it out a bit more later. And then I'm going to use like this really dark one and do it smaller and just kind of highlight around the house just to give it shadow. And let's like do it underneath these posts just so it looks like it's dirty and overgrown, and then we can add some plants later to make it look like it's all growing through underneath. Nothing's been trimmed in years. There we go. I think that looks good. I've gone around the whole house and underneath, grunged it up a bit, so I think that can kind of help it to start looking like an abandoned house. I do want to add some details to the front of this roof, so I want to make those roof decorations that like fan out. I don't know what they're called, but I think I'm going to use these from Discover University maybe for this bottom one, because I know that these can be rotated, and then these from Get Together maybe because it's smaller, we can use it on this roof up here. So I'm going to have the top one fan out from this circle decoration from Discover University. So with tool mod, let's elevate by 1. Okay, that's actually pretty perfect. And then I think I want it to be facing the other way, so I'm going to rotate it, change the axis, and do it by 180 degrees. Okay, so maybe we need to elevate it again by 1. Okay, pretty good. And then I'm going to rotate them in increments of 22.5. So 22.5. Oh, that goes the other way. So let's rotate by -45 to get it to go the right way on this side. I guess it doesn't matter. I could have started with the left side. Silly me. Just gonna kind of position it like there. And then let's do another one and rotate it again by -22.5. All right, and then we need to resize them because they don't touch the roof parts properly. So, oops, look at that. So I'm thinking this one, there's a bit of a gap. So let's resize this one by 1.05. Better. And this one, only a bit more, so maybe 1.1. Elevate it, see what happens. Okay, that's pretty good. This one, I'll have to rearrange them, but that's okay. And then scale you by, I guess let's just go up in 0.05 increments. That seems to fit. 1.15, 1.2, 1.25, and then I'm just rearranging them like so. Maybe put that one down a bit. And then I'll do the other side, but let's jump over to this one because this one's a skinnier piece. So I think instead I will rotate it by increments of 11.25 because that's half of 22.5. So let's put it like that. Okay, so let's rotate you by 11.25. Perfect. And we'll just keep doing that. Rotate 11.25. Obviously Honestly, these are all way too big. So let's just use the bracket key to size them down and see what size maybe we should do. Okay, that's 0.75 technically. Let's do it one more time. Look how dinky they look. Okay, so we're gonna have to use tool mod because the shape of my roof has more of like an oval curve than a perfectly round curve. So for this, let's try 0.4, see what happens. Okay, that's actually perfect. And then 0.41, because we only want to go up a little bit. Scale 0.42. That might be a bit big. We'll see. 0.43. And then, I mean, this kind of curves, but then it really stretches out here, so we're going to have to jump up a bit. So 0.4... let's try 0.46. That's actually pretty good. And then for this one, we'll leave it at 0.5 and 0.55. Okay, that's good. 0.65. Okay, I'll probably tweak it a bit. Let's undo that. I'll probably play around with it and tweak it a bit, and then we'll mirror image it on the other side, and let's see what it ends up looking like. I like this. Yes, I like that fanned out look to it, and that's really the only kind of decorative tool thing I'm going to do with tool mod that I'm going to do for this build. I just wanted to add a bit more shape to it, and I think they turned out pretty good. And then I just used this from Get Famous to detail the center. And now let's move on to some plants. We really need to give it that overgrown, abandoned look. So I'm just thinking, you know, just maybe not that dark, but just using some plants. So maybe some grass like that. And then with tool mod, we can select them and lower them into the ground because there's a gap. We can elevate them and lower them maybe by 0.3, see if that works a bit more. Okay, yeah, so we'll have grass like this, and I'm just going to cover this whole area with it. Now we're starting to look abandoned and creepy, but part of the challenge was we did need monkey bars, so the only area that we have left is this little patch over here, so I'm thinking we're going to have to put it over here. And let's use the romantic garden one because it already has that overgrown look. So, I mean, we'll have to play test it and see if it works right next to this hill, but we'll put that over there. And I think that's it for the exterior. I did add a chimney that matches the same color, and I did lighten this color. Overall, I think this outside is going to be done. We added some windows in the back. Well, we didn't. I did when you weren't looking. And let's go to the interior, which is my least favorite part to do because I'm rubbish at it. So that's going to be the real challenge for me. And I think we're going to start with the kitchen area over here. Okie dokie. This is the color palette I've come up with. And for the flooring, I wanted to get this look that like the floorboards are all broken up and like the dirt floor is showing underneath. And these roommates are broke, so they can't afford to fix up the flooring. The thing I find hard with kitchens is the layout. But I'm thinking of using like this base game cabinet because it kind of looks like old and grungy. And I think I'm going to do these long ones either side of it like that, and then box it in with these ones. It kind of gives it that dark gloomy feel of an old Victorian home. Yeah, I like that. And then put in like a gaudy goldish brass sink or whatever. We need an island in the center. Ooh, but before we do that, I have an idea. I remember this rug from Journey to Batu. What if we use this as like broken tile, and that's why the floor is crumbling, because like this is where it was tiled and now all the tile is breaking up? Yeah, I like that idea. And my favorite rugs are these stains from Strangerville. Oh, I just love grunging up builds with these. So like if we make the flooring all grungy and gross and layer them by sizing some of them down just to create like water stains in the kitchen or whatever. Okay, now we can add our island. I think I'm just going to do a basic square shape because like I said, I'm really not very good at kitchen layouts. Ooh, and then these bar stools from Cats and Dogs are perfect because they have that nice old looking style to them. Okay, now I love these paranormal stuff pack curtains, but I'm thinking of layering them on top of each other. Let's change the swatch to like this green one. But when you layer them on top of each other, they flicker. So I'm gonna bring up tool mod and click on one of them and scale it to 0.99, and that should get rid of flickering. Yeah, much better. No more flickering. So I'm gonna do that, and I think I'm gonna do that around all of them. Okie dokie guys, I've added some finishing touches. I put curtains and I put more cabinets around this side. I don't know, I might delete these. Oh, we need a staircase that goes upstairs though. Oops. Yeah, I'll probably have to delete these. But anyway, I added curtains all the way around, and I added this little base game table in the old looking wood with green and brown just to tie in. I mean, it's not the exact same green, but I kind of like that mismatched look because it's supposed to look old. I'm thinking, you know, they've got secondhand furniture that doesn't match because they're broke. And I added some of these panels like this. I think is from Dine Out or Get to Work, or it's one of those signs. I just did it as like a backsplash type thing, and then this scratchy one, although it's flickering, so I'll have to edit that with tool mod. But I think I'm going to give this area a rest for a sec because because I want to now focus on this living room and zhuzh it up a bit. You know me with my ADD, I like to bounce around between things. Okay, so I added more of these curtains, but because I didn't want this to be the same exactly as the kitchen, I did end up changing the kitchen over to these curtains, and I was playing around with using these on top or something, so they're flickering at the moment. I might go back though, because with the lighting they seem to like glow in the dark, and I don't know. I wanted something that looked really old-fashioned, but I don't know if I like this, so we'll see. I'm temporarily just leaving them there, and I might change my mind. But over here in this room, let's put a fireplace over here, and I want to use the paranormal one. I don't know if the blue swatch works the best. It's kind of dark and gloomy in here, so it's kind of hard to see. Or green to tie in with all the green. I don't know if that's too much. A bit matchy, you know? And we'll put the paranormal desk over in this nook over here. I'll probably change all the swatches, but I just want to get the furniture in position. Okay, so I'm carrying on this mismatched furniture theme because they're like hipsters and they're trying to do like some sort of side hustle to get some extra cash. We're going to have this little like ghost investigation service. Also, I just quickly added this little round tower and a big roof. I don't know, I just wanted the silhouette to look a bit more interesting, and like there's all these towers and rooms smushed together. And then I've fixed up this left side of the kitchen to have a staircase that goes upstairs because there's nowhere else to put the staircase. Alright, so I got carried away building and I forgot to record myself doing it, so I'm sorry, but I got a bunch of stuff from Nifty Knitting and I added it to the desk, and then I'm not really sure what to do over in this area, so I just bunged a couple stuff there. Let's jump back over to the kitchen. I know it's going to seem like no time has passed in this video, but actually it's been a while since I worked on this build, and as you can see, the kit packs have come out, the country kitchen kit, and by the time I finish this build, because I hate doing interiors so much, probably a bunch of other packs are going to come out, so I don't know when I'm going to be posting this video, but anyway, I started to add some of the new clutter items, and I want to create this oven area. I realized we needed to put the oven somewhere, but I hate how there's this huge gap right here because I didn't want the oven to be all the way back here. I mean, I guess I could, but I wanted it to be flush with the edge of the island counter. But now we've got this really empty back part, and this part of the oven is sticking up, so I'm thinking of using these Debug base game concrete thingies, wall posts and fence posts or whatever, and maybe creating some sort of, I don't know, shelf right here. I'll probably edit this off camera, but like do something like that and then put some clutter on top, fix up the flickering with tool mod, and then use this paving tile, maybe make it, I don't know how big, make it smaller, and put it around the edge of the oven, just so that the two contrasting colors of like the grey and this like beige color of the countertops, just to make sure that they actually go together. So kind of like that. I don't know, I'll keep going around the edges. This might be a rubbish idea, but you know what, I'm just going to go for it and hope that it ends up looking good. Okay, so here we have it. I think it turned out pretty good. There's probably other objects I could have used. I mean, it's not perfectly aligned, but maybe it can be used as like, you know how you can't put hot pots and stuff on counters? Although, I mean, I'm pretty sure this tile could handle the heat, but like, you know how sometimes you have like concrete or like stone slabs that you can put hot stuff on, so I don't know, it can function as something like that. And then I just bunged a bunch of clutter in no particular shape or order, and I'm not going to get too finicky about the details because this video, I've already been recording for ages now, so I just need to wrap it up and move on to the next area, which I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of dreading doing all of these bedrooms. And as we can see here, it shouldn't be like, the roofing shouldn't be poking through the room, but for some reason it is, so I'm probably going to have to build a platform here to hide the roofing that's sticking through. Thank goodness for platforms, because now we can hide some of those ugly bits. And then there's like this glitch where part of the roof is just like hovering inside the room for some reason. Who knows? Every time I build, there's a new glitch. I decided to start with the top floor in terms of bedrooms, and I built this without recording it only because there's, like I said, there's going to be like 7 bedrooms, so I'll show myself the process of building some of the other bedrooms, so don't worry. So I wanted to maintain the fact that we've got this chimney stack running all along this side of the house, so I made sure to put a little fireplace over here, and I have purposefully mismatched the furniture, and it kind of looks a bit gaudy together because you've got all these dark woods and then some more light woods over here, and I did that on purpose because, like I said, these are a bunch of young adults that are broke, and so they've kind of got hand-me-down furniture. They've grabbed whatever they can find. The rooms are run down, so I used these from like these scratches and these ripped walls from vampires. And I am having a flickering issue with these shelves, so I need to fix that. And the way that I always fix it is I just bring up tool mod and I click every other one, so like that, and then I elevate it by like 0.005, and it lifts it up just enough that it's not going to flicker, although it does make it look a little bumpy. And I did a tutorial, so if you want to see how I was able to make a white window on the inside when it's a green window on the outside, you can check out that video. I'm not going to take time doing it here. Oh my goodness, we've got all these bedrooms to do. I'm pretty sure this is going to take me months to finish it because, oh, I hate doing interiors. I just don't like it. Sorry, guys. I finished the top floor without you. It's just such a tight squeeze. Don't worry. We'll do the lower floors together because there's more room to maneuver. But I just decorated this landing area and wanted it to kind of look like, you know, like a young person is living here. So the decor isn't quite as sophisticated. I mean, this is kind of sophisticated, but like there's some laundry lying around. There's some random toys that like collectible type toys and some college books. And then over here, it's a very smushy bathroom. I wanted it to look like you've got like a college student who leaves all of their makeup and all of their beauty products out. And then I put some stains around the toilet, which I know is super gross, but like it's an old leaky loo from an old building. Okay, now let's build this downstairs area together. And I'm thinking, because this is a bigger room and because this room is off to the side and it doesn't make sense for someone else's bedroom, like you have to walk through another person's bedroom to get into the other one, I'm thinking, what if we do like a married couple, like a young married couple, and then this can be the kids' room? All right, now this is going to be a couple of bohemian hippies, I think. Let's just have fun mismatching everything and putting a bunch of crazy stuff together. So I'm thinking, because this quilt and this rug have so many different colors, and then we can kind of get away with a mismatch of a bunch of different colors. So I'm going to add some shelving over the windows to act as like a curtain box. And I think let's do them in like green. Yes, I like it. And if we change the size with tool mod, I don't know what to scale it to. I did 0.65, and then let's make this middle one a bit bigger. Scale 0.66. I don't know. I might have to finesse that. I'll probably do it later. I don't want to waste too much time right now. And then this base game shelf is one of my favorite shelves. I just love the way that the wood looks. So we can add these to the top, and then I'll probably resize it or whatever, finesse it with tool mod, but then at least we can add some knickknacks to the top of that. And then I'm thinking, let's just use some old curtains like this, but we're gonna have to size them down because the windows are so small. Oh, I hate this. I hate when like it automatically locks onto where the top of the window is, but I want to lower it, so I'm gonna have to use tool mod to do that. Ugh, go where I want you. Ugh. It won't let me. Okay, I'll have to fix it with tool mod. And then for the side tables, I just love everything from the paranormal stuff pack. Just the details on it are so nice. I'm scaling them down, which means anything I put on top of them, I'm gonna have to lower it with tool mod. Oh, these cabinets are my fave. So let's put these over here, something like this. I'll fix them up in a minute because they need storage, and maybe putting these on either side to act as an enclosed storage system. And then loving this dresser from Paranormal. It's just so like putting all these patterns and colors together is so gaudy that I love it. And then oh, you know what, there's a tapestry from Jungle Adventure that I'd like to put here, but before I get too carried away, we need another desk over here. Let's just slap on the shelf. I'll change the colors in a minute. And then I'm thinking like this can be a TV stand. It's kind of inconvenient only having the TV on one side, but that's okay. They can spoon and watch TV off to the side. Oof, that's too big. Okay, let's size it down. Okay. I think I'm liking where I'm going with this. I'll finish this up in a sec. And then it's kind of dark in here. I should have put some lights in. Let's just temporarily put a saucer light in so we can actually see what we're doing here. And then I created this I put this little old-fashioned looking tile in front of where we're going to have the fireplace, because that's what you often see inside old Victorian homes. And I think we're going to use this Discover University fireplace because that has a very Victorian feel to it. And then put in a little seating area here. Ooh, yes, I think we're getting somewhere. Can you smell the patchouli oil? Can you smell the old wood? So I kind of went with this color scheme, pulling from the rug of like this slate type of blue mixed with, I guess it's kind of like a grayish periwinkle or whatever, mixed with this, what is this color? Like plum. And then I double layered this macrame thing from, what is this from? Nifty Knitting, because that felt like real bohemian. Put some knickknacks up around the bed, fixed up all the sizes. And then I started working on the kids' room. I can't figure out what color scheme I want to go with and what wallpaper. I don't usually do kids' rooms, so I never know how to decorate them, but I did come up with this little changing table, and all I did is I took this from Cats and Dogs. I took these base game desks and just put one on one side, one on the other side. Oops. And then I elevated this ottoman. I think this is also from Cats and Dogs, or I can't remember, and put that in to make it look like the padded area. And then you've got this little changing table. I mean, you can't actually change a baby's diaper, but it gives you the illusion that you can. Well, here we go. This is what I settled on. I built without you again. Sorry. So you've got this really dark, gloomy, hippie type room over here, and then you've got this really vibrant, bright kids room over here, and I just went with pastel pink and blue, and I turned the cabinets into like a build-around cabinet over the kids' bed. So this is a room for toddlers and a baby, and I just cluttered it up with a bunch of toys, added a little potty over here, some beautiful butterfly. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Beautiful butterflies. Look, I'm a beautiful butterfly, and from way up here you all look like little ants. Sorry, that is the worst German accent ever. I was trying to do from A Bug's Life. Anyway, oh man, I'm so tired. So the kids' room is done, and then what I thought was, like, they're dirt broke. Like, they don't have any money. I mean, obviously they have some nice stuff, but it's all like hand-me-down. They went to the Salvation Army, they went to the thrift store, got some stuff for dirt cheap, and then maybe like they got their tax return, and they thought, oh, with our tax return we're gonna splurge, and we're gonna build, and we're gonna give ourselves a bathroom makeover with a jacuzzi tub. So you've got like this really old-fashioned looking stuff over here, and then a more modern looking bathroom. I don't know, I'm just creating a weird story for them. And then we've still got all these bedrooms down here. I have no clue what to do for them. And then over here I thought we could have a craft room and maybe put some activities in there, because I don't want this house to just be nothing but bedrooms, a kitchen and a living room. We do need some activities to make it a bit more fun. Hey guys, are we there yet? Can we be done building? No, I still have 3 bedrooms to do. Ooh, and let's do some of this granny wallpaper. Yes! I love it. Wait, aren't these the same? Oh, the design is slightly different. Oh, so technically, like, you could do every other panel with the second variation, and then it creates a different kind of design. Ooh. I'm really tempted to use this swatch of bed. It does not go with the colors whatsoever. In fact, this green one, or the black version, or the black iron version would go so much better, but I don't know, there's something about how ugly this combination looks together that I kind of like it. Remember, we're going for mismatched, I'm too broke to afford anything that looks nice together type of a look. Okay, so I'm kind of tempted to use the kitchen cabinets around the bed. Like, what if we used it as storage, and then we can hide like these kitchen-y looking clutter objects? I think that could look kind of cool. Let's change the colors though. None of these colors go together. Do these colors go? No. Do I care? No. And I put this little cross-stitch basket off to the side because they are hardcore avid cross-stitchers, as well as in a rock band, as well as engaged in sports, and they love the county fair. Hey, I like my Sims to be complex. Okay, so I used this kitchen hutch inside the bedroom because, I don't know, I just wanted to add some extra storage. It looks a bit silly when you've got crockery on display, so I'm thinking if we use the baskets from Dream Home Decorator... Oh, it locks onto the top. Okay, I tell you what we can do. If we just fill all the positions... Oh, it only has one position on top, so that should be fine. So now we should be able to put these inside like that to hide the crockery, so it looks like there's some storage of like fabrics or t-shirts or whatever inside. We can do these tall storage tubs. Once it's behind the glass, it kind of tones it down a little. Ooh, not too shabby. Oh, I did the other one too low, and that one's kind of too high. That's okay, you know what we can do? We can pull out this storage, and then with Tool Mod, we will elevate this by 0.05 because that's the halfway between clicking the 0 or 9 key in build mode, and we will lower this one by minus 0.05 and see if that fixes it. Not too shabby. Perfect. They sit perfectly on top of the shelf. So there, we hid the... Oh, why is the blue showing through? Peekaboo, boop, boop. Beep. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, if you rotate it, all of a sudden the blue shows through. Oh, I don't like that. Oh well. And then we can use these like fabric-y covered cardboard boxes, maybe size them down and hide these little egg cups. Yeah, I like that. Although I don't know if the blue is too much, so maybe change the color so it stands out a bit more. Let's do green or yellow, ties into the bedding. Nat green. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Man, these are bright. Okay, now over in this area we need a desk. This one might work because it's really old-fashioned looking and it comes in green. Give me those green legs. Yeah. I think that goes with the overall ugliness of this build. It's so ugly, I love it. And then we're going to use this old typewriter that came with Cottage Living because it's so cool. Okay, so to save time, I actually went ahead and finished the rest of the rooms. So every room from all the different floors are completely finished, and I was about to give you a grand tour of the finished build, and then I realized something, guys. I completely forgot to build a basement with a guest bedroom. I can't believe it. We're not done yet. So this build video is already incredibly long, but we're going to have to figure out a way to include a basement, and there is just no room inside here. Maybe like right here. The thing is though, when you have these stilt foundations, you can't build a basement, so we're going to have to make a fake room, and it's going to have to be 1 square tile wider than this where we need the stairs to go. So I'm thinking of putting the stairs right here. We need at least 3 tiles for the stairs to go down, and so if we build a makeshift room like this. And I'm cutting off the corner so that there's some room to like walk past. And then if we use more of these spandrels and kind of put it like that, then it's technically considered a room with a foundation. That extra room I added now has a stone foundation, so we should be able to put a staircase and a basement underneath. We'll just put some green stairs to match the rest of it. There we go, that works. And then in order to build the basement, I don't know, it's gonna look a bit weird if we've just got like just some random bedroom in the basement, so I'm thinking we're actually gonna have to build like maybe a basement suite. And in order to build the basement, we have to keep a 1 tile gap around the edges, else it won't allow you because of the stilt foundation. So I'm just gonna create like a skinny little weird looking basement to put underneath. Okay, so this is the basement layout that I've come up with. It's kind of skinny and awkward, but I think, you know, basement dwellings should look a little awkward. So anyway, you come down the stairs. I just added some fencing and like tried to make this look more like it's a legit entrance down into that basement. I wanted to come up with an industrial looking closet, so I used these from the Dream Home Decorator, gosh, that pack, and I sized them down. This is the normal size, and I sized them down and then used tool mod to rotate these pipes that come with the loft kit, and used the skinny pipe as like a makeshift hanging rack. And then all we have to do, now that I have them positioned exactly where I want them, you pull up the tool menu and you just click on all of these like so. Just alt click all of the, you don't want to select the clothes, you only want to select what they're hanging off of. And then we're going to scale this to 0.001, and that way they completely disappear, as you can see, and then you're just left with the pipes. So that's what we'll do for the closet, and then I will finish decorating the bedroom. But for the kitchen, I'm thinking we're going to have a kitchen over here, and we've got new swatches for the base game stuff, and I really love the industrial counters that we get with base game, but you only ever used to have 3 swatches of this one, and now there are a ton of swatches. This one is still my favorite though. This was one of the original swatches, and we're going to go with this style like so, and maybe put like an end piece here. That way we can put a fridge, and I'm thinking we need like kind of a grungy looking fridge. Yeah, that one's perfect. And I'm just trying to be quick because I kid you not, I started building this back in April and it's October now. I can't even believe it. It's been that long. Ooh, look at the wood texture on this new swatch. I love it so much. Let's use the tall one and put that there, and that way we can kind of connect them all like so. Anyway, I'm always working on a million projects at once, so I have a tendency to like put things on hold for a while, and I wanted to try something different like talking while I'm building, although my builds take me so long that I don't think I can do this very often. So yeah, this has taken me forever, and I'm gonna have so much footage to edit, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't know how people like Lil Simsy and that can like just do entire builds each day. It just, wow, that's incredible. And I think I'm going to steal a pipe and size it down, and I've purposefully left a gap here because I want the basement to look like it's got tons of pipes from the upstairs. And so like if we maybe put like this kind of pipe like into it or something like that, I don't know, I'll fiddle with it and then we'll see what we can come up with to finish decorating. But I've run out of time for this video, so I'm just going to do it off camera. But before we tour the build, I don't know if it's just me, but have you guys noticed this? Like look at the swatch goes back to the original swatch, like for all the new swatches for base game that they just came out with the recent update. Whenever I zoom out, it does this for anything that has the new swatches. They all revert to like the original. I don't know, it's so weird. So I don't know if you guys have been experiencing that too, but it drives me nuts. Anyway, let's tour the build. To start our tour, let's begin with the basement. On this side, we have a cozy little living room area, very industrial looking, an eclectic mix of all different kinds of things. We've got some greenery to make it look like it's lived in. And we've got this industrial kitchen over here with a lot of knives, so burglars beware. And we've got like a little study area over here. And then through this hallway over here, there's just some storage, and I just put together a very simple bathroom, as you can see here. It's kind of a tight squeeze in here, still looks very industrial, but just a simple bathroom. And then through the hallway we go into the bedroom. It's a lot brighter in here. We have lots of clothing, lots of storage, a little study area over there too, and a double bed, so 2 people can live down here. I probably could have filled the area with a bit more clutter, but you know what, I'm trying to be quick. So then upstairs from the basement, we have our first floor, and we have our very grungy looking kitchen over here. I left these curtains because, I mean, I don't love them with the lighting, but I figure, you know what, pretty much all the curtains were kind of glowing in this room, so I just went with it anyway. We've got this little pantry area over here. here with all your supplies. Everything looks a bit run down and a bit busted up. Little dining area over here. And then through to the entryway. I didn't really decorate it much in here, just a little coat rack. And then into the very eclectic and brightly coloured living space. I would never decorate my real home with this many colours, but it's kind of really fun to do it in The Sims. So here is the living area. And then up the stairs to the second floor, there's a laundry space. It's kind of weird to have it up in the open area, but I had nowhere else to put it. And through this room here, we have a very brightly decorated craft room where you can come in and do all your crafty goodness. And in here is where I put the rodent cage because it's so brightly coloured that I figured it kind of went with this colour scheme better than any of the other rooms. So we fulfilled that challenge, and then through this hallway we have a bathroom in here, a very bright blue bathroom. Basic, put some clutter like it's used, it's lived in. And then through this door over here, we have a gaming room. So I put so much gaming paraphernalia up here. Like, this is a YouTube streamer who does games. So we've got this little streaming station over here and all of his collectible gaming paraphernalia and a very snazzy closet. So they may stay home and make videos, but they are a very snappy dresser. And then onto the next room, right next door, we have this very old-fashioned looking country style room. So it's got this very nice window nook where you can sit and read books. And this is a sports person, so they're at college, they've got all of their college stuff and this nice little study station. They're a bit more of a traditional person, so they've got all their sports trophies and they're a very studious person and they've got some knickknacks. But it has more of that old cottage style feel to it. And then over in this room, it's got more of a contemporary feel. There's a glitch, you see that line right there? It's part of the roofing, it's glitching through. And I created this fun little nook over here, but I'm going to have to change it because the bed isn't playable. So I did try to create my own throw blanket. It looks a little funky, but I used towels and bathrobes. So I'll get out of tab mode just to show you. I used these towels and I used these bathrobes. I just used tool mod to rotate them on their side and size them down. But this is the little contemporary room over here. Lots of plant, lots of mess, and I wanted to still give it the grungy feel that the rest of the house has, but it's a lot more brightly decorated. A very nice storage closet system over here. And then their own little private little bathroom. Nothing fancy, very old and run down looking, but it still looks pretty good. So that's the second floor. And then up on the third floor, we come into this landing area it's starting to look really way more run down, rips in the wallpaper and everything. And we have this nice little cozy nook over here. Still, it has more of a bohemian type of feel to it with all the layered curtains. So you can go study over there. And we already looked in detail at this bohemian room, so I'll just do a quick view from like a Sims perspective. So we've got like this little nook over here to sleep in. Oops, that statue is hanging in the air. Quick, let's fix it. Okay, so with tool mod, we'll lower you by -0.05 and see if that helps. Nope. Elevate -0.05. It's because I shrunk the shelving down, so it means that whenever you put something on that normally locks onto it, it's gonna sit at a funky spot. It kind of is sitting too far forward, but oh well. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, back in sim view. Very eclectic, full of lots of different knickknacks and objects. And then through here to the kids' room, very brightly decorated. More of a soft kind of cozy feel to it with pinks and blues, little changing table, and then the little sleeping area right here. I wanted it to look a little bit magical. And then back out of the room into the hallway and into this room over here. And this is where we have kind of the magical person who's secretly living here and they don't know that this is a magical person. So they've got all the magical stuff. We needed to have a paint studio. So instead of making an entirely separate room as a paint studio, I just kind of shoved some paint supplies in here so you can do some painting. And then over here, we just have a very simple, sorry, it's such a tight squeeze, a very simple bathroom. keeping with this kind of green, sage green and purple color scheme. So this is the 3rd floor. Oh, I forgot. We already looked at this earlier, but here's the bathroom that's attached to the bohemian room. And then up through this sneaky little ladder, we go into this secret magical room over here. And it has this cauldron. I put some magic flares in it to make it look like something is brewing. It's a very tight squeeze, but we've got like a bunch of books and some storage and some clutter on the floor. And that's where you go up through the ladder. And then over here on the more normal side of the house, it's also only accessible through a ladder, but we already saw this. We've got this little old contemporary looking bedroom over here. And it's like the higher up you go, the more grungy everything looks. And it has its own little private bathroom, very cluttered, very tiny. Very messy. A very old toilet. So there you have it. There's the 4th floor, and here we are on the outside. This is what it looks like from the outside, and there we go, guys. We fulfilled this challenge. Of course, the price tag, definitely not. It's almost $500,000, but you know what? For an old Victorian house this size, that's actually quite a good deal. I hope you enjoyed this build challenge video. I'll tweak a few things to make it more playable, and then I'll post it on the gallery for you guys to download. If you don't have, it does use a lot of packs. If you don't have all the packs, I mainly used Strangerville, Discover University, and I think that's mainly, oh, and vampires maybe for the exterior. Yeah, vampires for the exterior. So long as you have those 3 packs, the exterior should at least look the same. Now in my next video, I will be finishing up some of the tours of your incredible shell challenge entries. I'm sorry it has taken me so long. I have several autoimmune conditions and they're all flaring up at the moment, so to say that I'm in a lot of pain is an understatement. And I've also started a new medication that makes me very nauseous, so getting things done has been quite a challenge, but I am really enjoying your shell challenge entries and I hope you are enjoying seeing them. So until the next one, guys, I freaking love you.